You know, Victoria.
Yes.
Actually.
What? Love.
I love you, Victoria. That was a lovely movie.
Yes.
I shared the opening in the new Remarkable group.
Did ya?
And, God, I love that we watched it. I love that we watched it again.
Oh, it's the best ever Christmas movie ever.
Love Actually.
Yeah.
All right. Today we're going to talk about your actuality. Okay, and some other good shit. All right.
Your actuality.
That's right. So, Victoria, welcome to another exciting episode. Welcome to the last episode of the Feel It Real Fun show for 2023.
Yeah.
That's right. Anya,
He's
remarkable.
A tricky one.
Joe, amazing.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. And it's your Manifesting Questions Answered Live.
That's right.
Our 29th of December.
That's right.
2023.
I had my last Rent My Brain call for the year yesterday.
Last Rent Your Brain call.
Yep.
Yes.
So I'm taking off
you
next
did three
week.
Yesterday.
Did 3 amazing ones yesterday.
Yes.
Started off with director Joe Weldon. That's right.
That's right.
The other one was Top Secret.
Yes.
And then finished up with Dr. Lisa Trigg.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Shall we tell them what to do, Victoria?
Go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
Go there, do that. That's the freebie. You'll get the daily email. We're going to talk about the daily email. That's we're going to open up today's show because a lot of people missed it. And a lot of people wrote back, and a lot of people still aren't doing what we teach. Unbelievable. But I got to admit, I got a lot of really good emails from people that are thankful for what we do. They've changed their lives, all that stuff.
Perfect.
So we
because you said in the email how are you revising 23 and how or something and
so we'll get to all that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If you don't get the daily email, I'm curious why not. I actually asked someone, they've been actually getting our emails for 10 years and they're still thinking about manifestingmasterycourse.com.
10
Yeah, and I had to ask the question, why the fuck not? Like, in all seriousness, like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, it's $1 a day. Are you still kicking it around? How's it working for you? But I seem to digress.
Okay. Well, you can still join remarkable.com.
Joinremarkable.com. That's one word, joinremarkable.com. And monthly group call, private Facebook group, all that bullshit, lots of fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
All right. So, Victoria.
Yes.
Shall we dive in?
We can. You said you want to start maybe with something.
All right. So grab that so I can see it.
Oh, right.
Because we love AIDS.
Oh.
So I cut and paste a little bit from the email that I sent out that some of y'all got, some of y'all replied to, some of y'all replied to in ways that made me happy. Some people
didn't. Yes.
Some people replied in ways that inspired me. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I want everyone to pay really close attention here. Alessandra, I made a really cool podcast talking about you and someone else, Dark Mockery, not to mention any initials, right? But I haven't put it up yet. That'll be later. I've had a very busy morning dealing with Victoria and shopping.
Yes.
All right. So in the email, I asked, I said, have you been remembering or maybe even regretting what 2023 was like? We make up these artificial distinctions. It's the end of the year, all that bullshit. So have you been remembering and maybe even regretting what 2023 was like? Or are you imagining, even celebrating what 2024 was like?
Was like. Yeah.
Right? I choose to just sound like a redneck. I love sounding like I'm from Georgia. Right? I had an uncle from Georgia. And he always sounded like the dim-witted guy in the room, But if you actually listen to him, brilliant. Right?
Yeah.
He was the one that had like hundreds of acres, like the people that living in the trailer going, he sounds like a dumbass. It's like, he sounds like one. Yeah. So I'm really curious, and toss some stuff up in the comments. We'll read the comments later. Can't really see them well now, but I'm just curious. How are you? Yet when we walk up to these lines of demarcation, again, shit that's made up. What are you doing now? Some people, they get another year older and they start going, fudge, man. They start, anyway. So have you been remembering, maybe even regretting what 2023 was like? And by the way, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you can go, you know what? This year I'm actually going to do something different.
Yeah, like
right?
that's it, slam the door type stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wait till 11 more years to get into manifestingmasterycourse.com. Or were you imagining even celebrating what 2024 was like? So there's a little intro. Take that to heart. Have some fun with it. And
of course, that all came out on an email list. So if you're not on the email list...
get on the email list.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun.
EasyManifestingMethods.com.
Yeah. Absolutely. And click on the link that we send, the confirmation link. If you don't, we legally can't. And I don't do things that are illegal, except chase Victoria around the house.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Oh, you guys are inviting people. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Boom. Anya says, coming to visit in April or May.
Oh, wow.
Right. Wait till you see the difference in the garden.
It'll be great to have.
It'll be like the difference in you. Profound.
April, mate. Yeah, it will be awesome.
Yeah, it'll still be lovely.
What?
It'll still be lovely.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. Oh, well, that's why we did Melbourne in May, when we did the live event, because it was still lovely.
Yeah.
That's right. All right.
Okay.
So, Victoria, let's get on. We got a whopping 3 questions today.
We do.
So
the first question today is from Dream Driven Day Rockin' Robin.
Rockin' Robin. She's asking a very remarkable question.
Well, it's play all the parts.
That's right.
And Robin asks, terrified of the wheel turning. I'm scared of playing all the parts. I know we shouldn't think of people as victims, but I feel bad for people who are subject to terrorism, and yes, selfishly admit I never want to experience that. Nor do I want to experience being a murderer. Can you explain how playing all the parts goes? Do we move up the spiral, I suppose, by not being judgmental in the current life we're at?
All right, so I'm going to answer this from experience. I notice a lot of people answer things from theory, but here's my go. Ready? So years and years ago when I started, I had the PTSD and all that good stuff, and that wasn't all that fun. But I just wanted to be done with that. So I started doing a couple things. One, I started dismantling my mind with NLP. Right, I thought that would be interesting, right? Where most people are going, rightio, let's improve everything. I just thought, let's just take the shit apart.
It's not an electronic train set like you used to do.
Exactly. So there's childhood patterns of just taking shit apart so I can build something new. That's what I did. I thought that makes sense. So I started taking things apart, which led me down to some very simple things, like your awareness of being as God, consciousness is the only reality, stuff that Neville says. This is when I fell back in love with Neville's work. Can you guys hear those rascals? Anyway, so one of the things that I bumped into is, you're not your physical body. You're what gives it life, right? And sooner or later, we all bump into that. And that doesn't mean that your physical body is an illusion or evil. I love that weird shit. Your physical body is evil. Well, all right, it's an illusion. Oh, that's really good, you know? I just shake my head because, like, seriously, people go, well, the physical world is an illusion, you know? And I go, yeah, give me all your fucking money.
Yeah.
If it's an illusion, give it to me. I'll take it. I'll spend it. I'll spend it on what I want. But we're getting there, Robin, because one of the things that I decided to do was I wanted to know the truth. I devoted myself to truth and love, believe it or not. Sound like a redneck, but that's what I devoted myself to. And one of the things what I noticed was, it seems as if this is not my first rodeo. And it's not yours either, right? And so I'd be going to these New Age festivals and hippie things and Native American things, and most of the people there will be talking about how in a prior lifetime they were an Egyptian pharaoh or the king of England or somebody cool.
Jesus Christ
superstar, right? And I'm just thinking, man, in most of my prior lifetimes I was a dirtball, right? Like, I mean, I've done it all, baby. You know, it's like, you know, I've burned at the stake. I've been burned at the stake. You know what I mean? Like, I even burned steak. I burned the pork the other day, right? but I really don't have any regrets, because you play all the parts. At whatever level of awakeness or ignorance you're at, you play all the parts. I mean, you can forgive yourself and go, boy, because I got some memories of being a real asshole, so I can draw upon them as resource states. You know, so I can sound like I'm from Georgia because I've probably been there before. So this whole thing of like, you don't got to be afraid of going to play any parts. Yeah, at some point you will have played them all. And my guess is that at your current stage of where you're playing this, I'm not going to say evolution or enlightenment, I could give a shit about that stuff, but at your current state of playing this, what do you long for? What do you hunger for? To play more? I do make the joke all the time of, Victoria, would you like to be right or would you like to be happy? And Victoria stomps around in her little right outfit. Right? And by the way, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about everyone, including me.
Yeah.
Because there have been lifetimes where you've imagined, I'm going to go back and be right this fucking time. I'm burning them at the stake. Pork chops. Right?
Yeah.
So when you get, you know what, yeah, like, and at some point you notice these things. I'm just telling you because if you can entertain this as an idea, you may start to notice, oh my God, I was an asshole in a prior life. Look at that. I was a janitor. I was a cool janitor. You know what I mean? And then there was the time, never mind.
So the bit about not being judgmental, like, in the current life we're at, do you think that sort of weighs in on it?
I think it's really important. Like I talk about the people that replied to the emails, and I'm not judging them. I just go, oh, my God, like what's it gonna take? Like you know, there's a difference between, you know, making a distinction about a state. You separate the being from the state. And so this whole thing of like, I mean, like how could I be judgmental against the guys that ran the Camp Hill prison riots? They were just screwed up. If I'm judgmental against them and want to punish them and so on, you know what? That's a total waste. But if I lift them up,
Lift their cross, yeah.
yeah. If I lift them up, if they reject it, that's fine. I get the bonus, right? But if I lift them up and I lift them up, you know, heck, they don't come back and do it again because we keep lathering, rinsing, and repeating.
It's all happening today.
It's all happening today. Can you guys hear that aluminium helicopter? For the people at the pool.
How many times have you died and been reborn?
Not a clue, Michelle. In this lifetime, a couple. But, yeah, but overall, who the hell knows? Yeah. I love when people have a straight answer for that as well. 612. Because 613 is a sacred divine number. Next time I'm going to be a real asshole. Yeah, I've been. Yeah, see, if I was actually a little bit more awake today, you know, like the phone rang at what time was it?
I think it was 3:42.
3:42, right? A package that you've ordered has been destroyed.
Yeah.
It's like spammers. So, anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
All
Okay.
right. So that's pretty good. Okay, Michelle. Let me see what Michelle writing. What are you willing to let die to give life to the... You know what? This is a really cool thing. Michelle says, what are you willing to let die to give life to what you desire? You know, in this actual incarnation, I gave life to Mr. 2020 being a policeman. I gave life to him being a high-ticket sales guy in banking. I gave life to him working in nursing. It's an interesting thing because those identities get to die. You know, a lot of people come in and they grab one identity and they run with it for 70 years and they drop over it. You know, yeah, that's fun. On the other hand, how many can you let live and let die in a physical lifetime here? How many lives can you have? Yeah, something else.
Yeah, Michelle said that's the question. What will you surrender to?
That's right. Yeah, I surrendered to being a black belt in Kempo, and then I became nuts about other martial arts. And I literally had to surrender my skills set in Kempo to explore these other ways of generating and issuing power and moving. So, good shit. All right.
Excellent.
Let's get on to a good question now, because Robin's question was remarkable. Robin asked a good question.
Yeah. Good
Yes.
on you, Dream Driven Day, Robin. Rockin' Robin, thanks for your question.
Yeah, that's right.
And Remarkable Robin.
Oh.
In fact, which one should I make it? Anyway,
DDD. For now.
DDD for
Yep.
now.
For now. She's going to change that.
Okay.
All right. She's over there right now going, oh!
Cool.
Love you, Robin.
So, actions.
Actors
Oh,
have many lifetimes.
many lives.
Many lives. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Penny. So, yeah, not sure. You can drop me a PM. Yeah, inbox me. Cool.
Okay. I don't know if this is the same Penny.
What are we just saying, Penny?
But the next question is from a remarkable Penny.
That's right.
Loving Libras. And Penny asks, okay, here goes another quick question. I have a BFF, best friend, I don't know, and an older sister.
We could really make up something with that. What is a BFF? Best friend female?
Boy,
Best
I don't know.
friendly friend? Best family friend? Big friend.
Fat friend.
Big fat friend. I got me a big fat friend. Those Libras always are. You know, they always overeat.
I have a question. I have a BFF and
Big fat friend.
and an older sister who are October Libras.
Okay, she says best friend forever. So does Joe. So, oh my
best
God, they're
friend
all telling us.
forever.
They're learning us. Best friend forever. Nice.
Cool. And they're both Libras. Both have a negative edge. Give fast answers without verifying.
I was born in October. Huh? No, I wasn't. I'm a fire horse.
Give fast answers without verifying. Well, there's a 50-50 chance of being wrong. And have personality traits of intense moodiness. I'm so tired of trying to avoid their angst or perking them up. Help.
Cool. Ready? So this is really, really cool. I got a buddy who's really deep into this, right? Like, he memorizes everybody's birth date, and he's got like 3 different classification systems. Fascinating to talk to, right? I just look at people as humans, right? I just see a spark behind the eyes. So instead of me putting up with a Libra or a Leo...
Yes.
Yes, instead of putting up with a Leo, for example, I imagine the best about Victoria. Right. And generally with humans, like, this is one of the things that I find. I love how Neville said, if you honestly believe you will not pass another without lifting their cross. I notice a lot of people are just cross about a lot of things. And yeah, I play with revision in the moment a lot. I am just absolutely nuts about it. I had a call yesterday where we explored this. And it's like, I'll just sit there on the inside, I'll go, Right, and I start hearing what I want to hear. And it's really interesting because a very high percentage of the time, people's physiology shifts, what they're talking about changes, they entertain a different opinion about something. Well, I never thought of it another way. Right? It's like they come up with these things out of the blue. And every now and then they don't, and I just go to the other pool.
Yes.
Yeah, because they can accept or reject any blessing or any state. So, so I love Werner Erhard. Joe's probably seen the video on this. There was an old lady saying something, and Werner said something like, "I don't love old ladies. I love people." Right? And he said it a little differently than that, but I took that to heart because I just howled because I totally get it, because it's like I don't love Leos. Yeah, I love her. I love people. I don't love black people. I don't love Asian people. I love people. It doesn't matter to me what color your skin is. I'm more interested in what are you letting shine forth. So lift them up. Just have some fun. Revise in the moment. And of course, there's no law that says you got to hang out with them when they do that.
No.
Like, there's one of those things like Victoria smokes cigarettes, I smoke cigars, right? And I know it's like not immensely popular in Australia or anything, which is great for us because we'll go to family incidents. I mean, events. Yeah, Yasmin Maxwell.
And excuse ourselves.
Yeah, and it's like, and I'll like say, hey, babe, I'm going to go smoke a cigarette. And I don't even have cigarettes. I mean, if she comes out, I get to hang out with her while she smokes one.
You wouldn't even want one anyway.
Yeah. If not, I might walk to a 7-Eleven 4 miles away. Yeah. What happened to 20? I only went for a cigarette, and I might come back. So there's that whole thing. And one more thing, if you get tired of their behavior, you could always, like, I point things out to people, because I'll say, you ever notice the more shit you talk about, the more shit you have? And it's really not what you talk about, it's why you feel the need to talk about that stuff. So there's, I think, 3 levels of answer there. How's that, Penny? Let me know, and
and
inbox
like
me on the
you
other
said,
bit.
you don't need to hang around while they're in their intense mood. Just from what I've known about Libras,
they're smoking.
Constantly trying to weigh things because of those scales. Like, they're constantly trying to weigh up, the right and the wrong of everything, and that gets them in a bit of a mood.
By the way, Aries. By the way, I was born in Aries, Tom Pranio. And I was born in Aries, and they say Aries people are great starters but not great finishers, right? I'm a fantastic finisher. I get absolutely fucking tenacious. And they say, well, you had to work on that. And I just noticed, like, probably 10 out of 10 people that email me that aren't doing anything, they're not great finishers. They're not even great starters. And I don't even, the odds of them all being Aries is interesting to me. So, yeah, that's what I'd do. Lift them up, have some fun, drop the labels, and so, yes.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Excellent.
Tony Doyle.
All right, so that was for Remarkable Penny.
Remarkable
Thank you very much
Penny.
for your question, Penny.
That's right.
Yeah. And, yes.
The last question.
The last question today.
I was just seeing if another question popped up.
All
I
right.
think I forgot to turn off commenting on it. Shit. Oh, well.
Oh, too late.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe next year. Remarkable Lisa and Rock. Why do we need mentors?
Yeah.
And Lisa asks, hello, 20 and Victoria. Your recent podcast, How Rich People Really Imagine, has many beautiful moments, such as when you told us about your encounters with Edwin, always be investing, and Lance's process makes sense, or rational, or magical. Was that right? 2 questions today. 1. Why do we need mentors? It seems the obvious answer is they know more than we do about something, so we get in their slipstream and draft. Yet, is there more? And 2?
2, let's wait on number 2.
Okay.
So we'll answer the first one. So why do we need mentors? Here's my thing. Why do we resist it? I just am utterly fascinated by this.
Why do we resist needing mentors?
And why do we resist mentors? Oh, I can do it on my own. I tried to teach myself Kempo karate for 3 months on my own. You know what I got right? Next to nothing. All right, 2 lessons with Rick Poxtaller, who was only a first-degree black belt. Okay, totally changed my life. Totally. Here's my experience. There's the mentor. You could call it a teacher. Teachers that aren't parrots. Okay, people that are teaching from what we call dirt time, real black belts. Black belts the black belt became a black belt because they used to practice in pits, and the belt, and they never washed their belts. They'd wash their uniforms, but they never washed their belts. And the belt would get darker and darker the longer you practiced.
Oh, so that's why
right.
Black belt was because you've been fighting for so long.
Yeah, you've been training for so many years, right? You're just your belt is filthy. Right? So it's an interesting thing with this whole thing. We resist mentors in this culture because, I can figure it out. I'm smart. You're insulting me? Right? We've got that. We've got the whole...
It might take me a year, but I can still figure it out.
I am a massive fan of anytime I get into trouble on the internet, I get in a chat room as fast as I can. I've got a 15-minute timer. As soon as it goes, fix your SSL certificate. And I'll set up a timer. When it hits 15 minutes, I got a chat going. Because it should be easy. I did it last month. I don't remember how. There's something I'm missing. Chat. Done. Right? So we resist mentoring. We resist learning. Some people even resist fellowships. I'm fascinated with that. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Remarkable. Remarkable comes from 2 experiences of mine. One, because this will be the crass commercial for Remarkable, which you're already in. And we're in last year. I was watching Fiddler on the Roof, and I watched the fellowship that the men had in there. And I thought we really need fellowship in today's society. Not poor me groups or Me Too clubs, but we need fellowship. And I got that when I trained with Rick, when I trained with Nick, when I trained with one other guy. We had fellowship. Right? We had a classroom full of people that were dedicated, not just enthusiasts, not just interested, not people just learning how to protect themselves. When you're training with someone who's been there 2 years and 10 years and 20 years, there's a dedication to something other than just problem solving, right? So that's one of the years where Remarkable comes from. The second part, when someone like Nick walked in the room, there was what he taught and there was what you caught. And this is what happens when you learn from somebody who has dirt time, a legitimate black belt in something, right? Someone who's spent time laying on their belly studying tracks. Someone who just goes, that's a raccoon track, knows that's a raccoon track. They know basic level. But someone who spends hours, months, years, I studied one raccoon track for over a year and a half because I wanted to just watch it fade. So I marked it out really, really well, and I watched it degrade for a year and a half. That was in Pennsylvania. That goes through a winter. And it's so I can teach shit about tracking that a lot of people can't because of putting time in. So why do we need mentors? It shaves off a lot of time. I've got a guy in Michigan. He's helped me with Qigong practice. I wish I would have met him 10 years earlier. Because, I met him like 10 years in. And it's like, I could have got you to where you're at in 3 months. And I learned that, right? 3 months versus 10 years. Wish I would have met him, you know? But this is the whole thing. So why do we need mentors? Shaves time. The other thing is, you can learn about anything on the internet. If you want someone to point out where where we can tweak some things or bring out some of the gold in you that you don't notice you have.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what I do every week. I point out, hey, are you aware of this? Hey, how about if we go over here? That was gold. You run with that. So I'm making real-time distinctions. So I think that's a good start. Let's find out so there's what is caught and what is taught. So both of those. Next question.
Okay, and number 2. If you could return to Edwin's porch and have a chat, what would you like to experience with him or ask him?
Cool. Edwin's dead. Let's wait for the helicopter. It's an aluminium helicopter. Can you guys hear that? I'm just curious how the...
Well, if you haven't touched the settings, then it'll still be fine. Because last week Tony Doyle said it was actually...
but that was an aluminium helicopter. All right. So... if I could return to Edwin's porch and have a chat, what would you like to experience with him or ask him? You know, I have imaginal conversations with a lot of people. I also have real conversations with people who are really physical now as well. So I'll put that preface in. If I could return to Edwin's porch and have a chat, I think my number one thing would be, because I met Edwin when I was a teenager. You know what I was into when I was a teenager?
Girls.
Punching, kicking, and girls, right? And nunchucks. Had me a set of nunchucks, right? Oh, I was so good with the nunchucks.
Oh, that's a lot of punching, kicking, nunchucks, and girls.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
I wouldn't have gone near.
Oh, you would have been all over me, like white on rice.
I didn't like that sort of stuff.
Oh, you would have liked me. Anyway, I was a wee bit confident. Mm-hmm. So if I could return to Edwin's porch right now and have a chat, it would be... what do you do when how do you help people listen faster?
You'd ask him that, is that what you're saying?
Exactly, because I listen to Edwin. There's still like a big part of what we do today comes from like little snips that I can remember having chats with him. But gosh darn it, I wish I would have implemented years earlier. You know, because it's those things where, like, if you save $10 a week starting when you're 10 years old, by the time you're 50, right, you probably got a nice little nest egg. On the other hand, if you start saving $1 a week when you're 60, when you're 65, well, you got some chump change, right? So if I could return to Edwin's porch and have a chat, it would be, I would ask him, what's the difference between somebody who listens to you and runs with what you say, and somebody who listens to you and runs with what you say decades later or years later? And how do I become that first person? And I think, yeah, I think that would help. If I ask myself the question again, if I could return to Edwin's porch and have a chat, what would you like to experience with him or ask him? Nothing. I'd love just to sit and have a tea with him. Because there's what you get taught and what you caught, and there's what gets taught and what gets caught. I just sit with the guy.
And you catch just being in their presence.
Just catch with what I get being in his presence. There's so much that one of the things that I listen for people over the years in the live calls, especially the group ones, is how their treatment of space and spaces change. Because there's the point where you try to cram everything into the space and the spaces in your life. And then there comes the time where you actually are able to enjoy and invest both the space and the spaces in who you are and in your life. So I would definitely like to spend more space, invest more space with Edwin. And it's like this whole thing. So I watched a movie last night. For the 14th way I'll answer this one, right? It was Love Actually, and I shared the thing in Remarkable 2024, and Lisa and LaRock bounced back. I think you were the first. And one of the things I absolutely love about that movie, I so respect people who make movies, because they dive deep into human experience in order to shoot, direct, edit, to reveal what that movie reveals about love. There's where the camera goes. There's the way the time slows down. There's the way that these little moments are shared. And it takes skill to reveal that on film. It takes skill from the writer, the director, the actors, and to have all that come together and reveal love shared in the different experiences of all the characters. To me, that's consummate skill. And when you can engage that level of life, of imagining, of experience, again, what I notice when I watch the film is how do they condition, how do they experience, how do they explore space and space shared. So I think that's pretty good. Cool. How about you, Victoria?
I didn't know Edwin.
He was a funny little man. He patented, I think, 2 or 3 kind of tulips or something like that, and and so he regarded soil as precious. He didn't call it dirt. He called it soil. And I referred to it as dirt one day, and I couldn't tell if he was angry or sad. Because he so respected soil.
So did he recommend Secrets of the Soil, or you found that later?
I found that later. It was probably in his secret stash. He had a massive library.
Cool. So that was for Remarkable Lisa. Thank you very much for your question, Lisa. And what we want to know is, tell us, what was your hashtag strawberry bit?
That's right.
I like how the taught and caught. Just being around different people, learning whatever, and being that person for others as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Love that. So yeah, that's my strawberry bit.
You know, Neville could have read a lot of books on the Kabbalah and the Bible and stuff, and I'm sure he did. But he hung out with a crazy black man.
Yeah.
Right? Because there was something that the crazy black man could teach him, something that could be taught, and there was also something that can be that can be caught. And they're really,
like his attitude.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
You know, and we have the attitude of Abdullah recording as well for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. So we live in a world today where the amount of data is exponentially increasing, especially with this new AI stuff. I'm fascinated with this. What really I'm fascinated with are other human beings like Mark Dockery. I listened to you and Alessandra. Lovely. I know we did some private texting on this, but when I notice a human being changing how they occupy the space and the spaces in their world, Mark Dockery is one of those great examples to me. And I just want to acknowledge that because he's got some shit going on that I know you're going to bless a lot of people. And you know, probably the number one addiction today in the world, addiction to more data. The number one portal to freedom, dreams. I came here, this is my strawberry bit, I haven't talked about it yet. I came here with a dream, and the dream was to be here with her. It wasn't to sit in traffic 2 hours a day, to go to a job 8 hours a day to get by. Yeah, I had a dream, and here we are living this dream. Us living this dream has helped other people facilitate them living their dreams. And in today's podcast, which I haven't released yet, that'll be later this afternoon, I talk about Mark and Alessandra both running with their dreams. And here's the big thing, right? When you work with a mentor, when you have, honest to God, fellowships, what happens are the ripples join and the amplitude increases. And it's a marvelous thing. So, there's my strawberry bit, and it'll of course turn into a joinremarkable.com crass commercial, because I really believe in this shit. So
cool. Excellent.
And I really want to tell you, I loved sharing. She was watching this Love Actually movie while I was in the hot tub over a couple nights.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, I'd love to watch that with you. So we watched it last night, and we've watched it before.
Yeah.
But it's a complex enough movie that you'll forget enough that it's worth watching more than once.
Sort of remember, but you can't really.
Yeah. and I really want to thank you for sharing that with me last night.
Oh, good one, babe.
Because that obviously is giving to the show, and just gives a lot to me.
Love is all around.
That's right.
Okay.
So, 2023. Are you remembering? Are you regretting? Or are you 2024 remembering how great you made that? Go there now. Why not? All right.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to toss in, Victoria?
No, but that was for joinremarkable.com.
That's right.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. No, that's it. Yes. So, yeah. Just for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right.
And this, I guess, is our last show for the year.
That's right. Thank you for a great year, gang.
Yeah.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
I love you, Victoria.
I love you, babe. Cool.
All right.
And we'll catch you sometime next week.
Maybe
you, Yaz, as well.
Yeah.
Next week's good for us.
Love y'all. See ya.
See ya.